Hello there, you beautiful people. Welcome back to another incredible show here on Crafters TV. It is Tuesday evening in the UK, which means, of course, it is time for Launch Party, which has quickly become, I would say, one of your most favourite... I've just got to stop there. George I got heckled from the gallery there. Did you hear that? I said Launch Party. He goes, party! It is going to be a party, George. Yes, you're in the right place. It's where we showcase a lot of our most recent launches, brand new products for you. We will have an out of this world deal, which is something at an incredible offer. If you want to try something new, there's going to be an Explorer kit for you to discover as well. So there's absolutely loads going on in this show. Talking of loads going on, there's a couple of things going on away from Crafters TV, over on the website and social media, I need to let you know about, because one of them is ending very soon, in 5 hours time actually. If you're here in the UK, there is a flash sale on storage, on essential storage, over on the website at the moment, but it only is lasting up until the end of today. So you need to make sure you snap that up. Go and have a look around there after the show and snap up some bargains. Something else that's going on really excitingly over on our social media, on Facebook specifically, is win your winter wish list. You've got until the end of tomorrow to go and leave us a comment, and you could be winning £100 or $150 worth of incredible goodies. Make sure you get over there and you have a look at that after the show. Don't do it now though, because you've got 2 hours of fun. I'm not here on my own. That would not be fun. No, the Hottie Scotty is here. He is back in the building for the second instalment of the day. How you doing, Craig?
Oh, I'm doing good. Do you know something? I've got to say, I do love kickstarting the day on Crafters TV and then coming back and ending it as well. Now it's Tuesday, it's launch day. Let's have a look. You know, wake up calls, what it's all about, giving you a preview throughout the day. So here we go. You've already had a look at Masterclass earlier on. Now we're having a look at Sarah's signature collection. Joe's going to tell you there's not much left, but there is some if you are lucky enough to get your hands on it. So whether you want to do your die cutting with the frames, maybe you want to create your poinsettia. Surely that's not it, is it? No, do you know what we've got? Look! Whoop! Hey, look what we're doing. Full preview of Sarah's signature Nutcracker collection.
It is available now. I'm not allowed to tell you that it's live on the website already.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Go to crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu to get your hands on it right now. But the Nutcracker, we will have a look at it in a wee bit more detail as launch party goes on. But here's some cards that I didn't show you within this show here. All these different themes all around the Nutcracker, but you didn't see that where you've got over 315 elements, all the papers, stamps, dies, etc, etc. That and so much more coming up on Launch Party.
Absolutely loads. Great Hunky-dory items in the show for you, very low stock. Some brilliant year of crafts collections for you as well, including the newest box. We're going to start off with, though, something that launched on Friday, and absolutely, you guys loved it. Honestly, it was incredible. I think it may be our most popular Christmas collection of this year. 'Twas the night before Christmas. 99 elements, 130 embellishments, and 120 sheets of paper in here for you. We've managed to repeat the launch offer, but we cannot... I don't know how long we're going to be able to keep it in stock for, essentially. It is going to sell out. It is already limited stock. I need to let you know that. Limited stock means that less than 10% of our starting stock is now available. You get absolutely loads in here. Incredible amount of embellishments. You get 3 paper pads in here as well. Beautiful dies, stamps. There is loads in there. It's amazing value. If you're a platinum member, it's $107.20 or $136. You have a full launch day that you can go back and look back on over on our website, and there's going to be incredible demos in this show. I'm going to take you through the boards, but I'm going to let Craig do a fantastic demo first, and then we're going to go through in a bit more finer detail exactly what you are getting in there included. There is a paper pad bundle which is very, very busy at the moment across on our website, so you are going to get that awesome matte mirror card, the pearlescent card pad. You get the luxury mix card pad that's got the matte mirror and the glitter, and in here you get 2 of the 12x12 pads as well. So a really fantastic deal. You're actually not paying for one of those pattern pads in there. So a really brilliant deal if you wanted to go for extras of those papers. Some of the other things that are going to be busy in this show this evening: a year of craft, big celebrations, over 190 elements. It launched yesterday and already approaching limited stock. So we'll be looking at that in a bit more detail later in this couple of hours. Now, if you missed out on the original expansion pack for the Year of Crafts, the Family and Friends with over 165 elements, 30% of this is gone. Again, £27.99 or £31.96 if you missed it. We've also got some great Hunky-dory items on the show. There was a very, very busy launch over the weekend. We've still got the 50 sheet Christmas 2021 special edition adorable scoreable available. I'll be showing you that in more detail as we go through the show. We've also got the Little Red Robin Ultimate Collection in here. You, as always, get toppers inserts and a topper book too, as well as those die-cut topper elements. We also have some Forever Florals in here. It's the Festive Rose Ultimate Collection for you. Less than £30 there on that one. And one else that, I mean, I'm not really meant to show. Go on then, Georgina, if we must. The Nutcracker collection. Not really meant to show you it because it's coming up tomorrow. It's coming up tomorrow, but it is available. Oh, we're going to get in so much trouble. And it's amazing. It's a boxed Sarah signature collection, which is really exciting. Something we haven't done before, which is amazing. Lots of you tuning in, lots of you saying hello. Any questions that you've got for myself or for Craig, then you can get in touch with me all the usual ways. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. But I know Craig is desperate to get stuck straight in with his first demonstration. What a beautiful, beautiful collection this is. I'm blown away with the amount of embellishments in here, Craig.
You know, they are so smart, their embellishments as well. And the funny thing is, you know, it sounds daft, but actual usable embellishments that you're going to use to decorate your Christmas cards, because you've got the bells, you've got the goldy twine, and some of that fancy ribbon. So we're going to use some of it within this card here. Now, what we're going to do is I thought I'll steer away from kind of like the straight cards that I tend to do. And let's go for a bit of a concept card. So I've got my white stamping card to 11 inches by 8 inches. So 11 by 8. And then I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. Now, it really doesn't matter which one you've got, as long as you've got inches, if that's what you go by. Because what we're going to do is we're going to score at 1 inch, and then we're going to score at 2.5. And then what I'm going to do, make it really easy on myself, I'm going to flip it around and we're going to do exactly the same. Score at 1 inch and then score at 2.5 inches. So then what we are ending up with is if we fold the first one in on itself, and then we can fold the next one back on itself. And then we can do exactly the same on the opposite side. So we can fold in and then fold back. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a little bit of a theatre style card. It'll come together very similar to that, but what's going to do is it's actually going to be something in a moment that's going to enable the stockings that we're going to build to suspend, so as if they're hanging over the fireplace. And by doing that, I've taken one of our 12 by 12 pattern papers and I have purposely cut it so that we get this area of the fireplace, you know, of the little, it could be a boy or the girl. The good thing with the hairstyles and the clothing, that it could actually be either or, but you've got the stockings under the fireplace with all the presents, the fires going, you know, just that very traditional feel. And I have cut that to 5.5 by 7.5 inches. So what I'm going to do now is if I add my tape, I'm going to go in with some of my gorgeous red card that comes within that paper pad. So scrummy.
It's really awesome, isn't it?
It is. And it's funny, it's one of those where, now usually with Christmas, you do tend to think of the deep reds, you know, when it comes to the poinsettia. But for mats and layers, this is where actually a brighter red actually works.
It really
an absolute
lifts it,
treat.
doesn't it?
Really does lift it. Sometimes you've got that worry or that concern that if everything is too much of a darker red, it just draws it in a bit too far than what you want it to be. Whereas having that little bit of bright red, it really does lift it. And it gives you that real cozy, happy feeling when it comes to Christmas. So by measuring them like that, my red layer is just 1/4 inch bigger than what I've done here. So that is now our base for the back of it. Then what I've done is I've taken a couple of other strips here. So 2 from the pattern paper, and each of these are 3/4 of an inch. Can't even remember what I was looking at there. 3/4 of an inch by 7 3/4, and I've done 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mat and layer these ones on. And
loads of love for the paper collections here. Clarice saying, hey Joe and Craig, I pulled a Mahoney and I've ordered 10 each of the pads from the Twizzler collection. So excited to get my hands on them. Rose saying, collection is beautiful. Pamela saying, I love the papers. Mary Pat saying, this collection is beautiful. Marge has gone for extra paper pads as well. Amanda's just received hers today, says it's amazing. She can't wait to start crafting with it too. And a lot of people's orders from Friday started to arrive already. The paper pads specifically in this collection seem to have been off the chart popular. I think a lot of people learning from what happened last year with Vintage Christmas, which was our kind of collection of this. We do a traditional sort of collection most years, don't we? Which this year's is Twas a Night, last year was Vintage Christmas, and the pad, Craig, went within a few days, and we've never had it back in stock, have we? So, and that's what tends to happen with Asara Signature ranges, with our Nature's Garden collections too. So I think it's a case of when you see something, you know you're going to be crafting in the shed loads with it, it's absolutely worth stocking up. All the elements are available individually still at the moment, but you know what happens, something will sell out. We'll bring you back smaller collections, but it really is a case, I think, of if you want all of it, definitely getting your hands on it now if you did miss out on it on the launch on Friday. It is limited stock, as you can see there on the screen.
And the thing is, if you do happen to still have Vintage Christmas, Joe, it's going to work with this one as well.
Absolutely.
You really are going to be able to make it go that little bit further. Or think of the flip side of it. You might have you will have lots of the stamp and dies from Vintage Christmas, but you might not have any of the papers. Well, these papers here are going to work for them as well. So you've got that side of it as well. So, you know, stocking up on your pattern paper and card is going to be an absolute treat, because it's going to work with your Vintage Christmas. But I've taken a piece of that pattern paper, 8 inches by 1 gosh, what's wrong with my memory tonight? 1 1/4. So 8 inches by 1 1/4. My red layer, what I've done is I've kept it at 8 inches, but I've done it at 1 1/2 inches so that I get my nice straight layer at each side, but we've gone kind of like a full stop at each end. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this white layer. Once again, it's 8 inches in length, but this time it's 1 3/4. So each time, as always, going up 1/4 inch. So what I can do is I can layer this one on here. So I'm going to go right to the edge. I'm going to layer this one up, and then what I'm going to do is just snip away that little remaining bit of white. Then I'm going to come in here. So what I'm going to do is at each edge, just at the edge and no more, we're going to then add our adhesive. But then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down maybe about 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to press one edge, and then I'm going to give it really good firm press. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it in again, and I'm just making sure that each side is relatively straight, but you don't need to worry because it'll still fold flat. So what I can then do is press that one on, and then just burnish that down with my finger, and then that is going to be the start of where we're away to start to suspend our build of stockings right now. So we can
really gorgeous. Lots of people tuning in from all over today and saying hello. Polly is in Florida. Georgianne is in from Florida as well. Denise is in Trinidad. I mean, we're so international again this evening.
Aren't we?
Dee's in Kentucky. Diane's in Illinois. Kathy in Illinois as well. Teresa's in a hot and humid Long Island. Teresa loves to give me a weather report. Currently, at the moment, 90% chance of rain here, Teresa. And just to let you know, it's 18 degrees. Was a high of 22 and a low of 11 today. Not very nice. The weather has taken a turn for the worse, Teresa. Just to let you know. Teresa likes to know what the weather's doing. Clarice is in hot South Carolina, and Judy's in from Pennsylvania as well. I know lots of people got this on the way to them already. Lots of you going for it now as well. Pamela Evans says, I may or may not have 6 paper pads coming. Wow. Lucky thing, you. Coletta agreeing with you as well that these would mix and match beautifully with the Vintage Christmas. And Karen says, I've been having fun playing with this collection. It is an absolutely awesome collection. Can't wait to see what everyone starts making with it, because it's just so traditional. I think that's what a lot of people's Christmas card making is all about, isn't it, Craig? Or it doesn't have to be card making, scrapbooking, home decor, box frames. I bet this collection would lend themselves to all of those things.
Exactly, that's it, 100%. You know, you can start to bring in the modern colours if you want, keep it vintage if you want, lots of different avenues that you can go down, you know, whichever ones that you want. It really is entirely up to you. In saying that, the traditional avenue is exactly what most of you will be doing and will be keeping it as, because it just shouts out Christmas time, you know, because of the images, because of even the textures that you get, the designs that you get. It really is a phenomenal one. And it's one of those that, you know, the signature collections, it takes Sarah quite a while with the product development team to come up with the ideas and that. And despite this being a well-known Christmas story, theme, whatever ways that you want to call it, it has taken them a long time to get this right, because they wanted it to be spot on. When it's the colour tones, whether it's the designs, whether it's the accessories that you get with it, you know, it took them quite a while, but boy, it's been worth it, that's for sure.
Absolutely, it has. And I mean, it does. I know the team work pretty much year round on Christmas, don't they, Craig? They'll be starting again before Christmas, so we can launch these amazing products again next summer. And what I love is the fact that I love how different all of the Christmas collections are. When you look at the gnomes and then you look at this,
exactly.
I mean, they could not be two more polar opposite Christmas collections. Nutcracker, again, has a very, very different feel to it. So whether you're going to be crafting with one collection, whether you're going to be dipping into multiple collections, I think we've really got you covered with all these amazing Christmas launches here at Crafters TV. This one, though, so busy at the moment for the big collection and also for the paper pad collection. I will run you through all the boards as well, and show you exactly what you're getting in depth after Craig's first demonstration. Some really awesome Hunky-dory products coming up later as well, isn't there, Craig?
There is, and I am gobsmacked that we've still got some. Now, we don't have any of the Blockbuster, but we do happen to still have some of the Little Red Robin and Forever Floral's Christmas Rose. So we do have some of that. And what we've still got, which I'm definitely completely shocked at, is the Mirror card. So we don't have any of that multi-pack Mirror, but where we've got the packs of the gold, the silver, the red and the green, we've got those packs left. So you know what, the way that I've explained the difference between Mirror and Mirror in the past. So maybe you missed out at the weekend, maybe you've had a weekend, yeah, the weekend, it was Saturday, wasn't it, that we had Hunky-dory?
Yeah,
maybe
not a lot of any of that stuff left.
No,
I'll take
there's
you through
not.
that in more detail a little later in the show. Any questions you've got about this collection or any of the other collections on the show, as always, get in touch with me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well to get notified every time we go live. You never need to miss us, Craig.
Never needs to miss us.
No.
Never. Why would you?
And you can also catch up anytime as well on our website, wherever you're watching now. Every single one of our Crafters TV shows is available to watch anytime you like. Almost 2 years of Crafters TV, you know, Craig. Where does the time go?
Exactly, where does it go? It's flown in. Think of all the shows that we've had, all the demos we've had, the fun we've had, the little boo-boos we've had.
Yeah.
Lots and lots.
More than we care to admit, no doubt.
Exactly, yeah. Dread to actually even
some of them intentional, some of them very much not intentional.
Speak for yourself. It's been a fun ride, that's for sure.
Turn it upside down, it looks like a sort of rustic crown.
Does a bit.
Or a Christmas hat.
Or a Christmas hat, yeah. Christmas hat. Does look like that. You could be using them in many ways, couldn't you?
Not sure, don't think Christmas crackers are hugely popular in America. Let me know in the comments actually, if you're stateside, Christmas crackers, yes or no? There you are. It's not Christmas without a cracker, is it, Craig?
Oh no, it's not. No, you need
here.
a cracker at Christmas.
Always.
You've got to have one of the dad jokes, or as we call it, the bed jokes.
And a naff toy.
Yeah, the naff jokes. You've got to have that. Paper hat that splits whenever you got to put it on your head.
It does when you've got a head as big as mine. Honestly, Craig, No Christmas hat ever fits mine. We need to invent and patent some sort of Christmas hat extender for those with larger heads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we could craft one.
Maybe.
I think it'd be quite simple.
Yeah. Craft a cracker Christmas hat.
Yeah, for the larger head.
For the larger head. For the larger head in your life. Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Could be like a competition or something, couldn't it? I got my thinking cap on. Well, we've both gone silent because we've just been listening to Georgina there.
Yeah, sorry, Georgina's just chatting away. She had an idea for a product. She's going to keep it. We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it. She's letting us know, but we're not going to tell you. Just
Watch this space. This time next year. Now, what I've done here is I've stamped out the stocking on white smooth stamping card, and then I have used the coordinated die to die cut it out. And I've done the same for what's going to be the top of the stocking, and I've coloured it with the mid-tone of the gold brown blend, and then also the dark tone of the dark red blend. So I've coloured that one in. Then what I've done is I've taken the stocking pattern paper here, I've stamped the stocking again, and then I fussy cut all the way round. The reason I fussy cut is because, as you can see here, you're left with a white border. So I didn't want a border all the way round because I'm away to do my own version of paper piecing, but with pattern paper on a stamped image.
Right.
So what I can then do is if I bring in my tacky glue, I'm going to go in, and then I'm going to go over the back. So I'm just going to go over the back with my tacky glue here, and then I'm going to paper piece that back over the top. So this is then giving me that outside outline, which I want, but then what I've done is I've paper pieced with the pattern paper. Alternatively, you could have only paper pieced the heel and the front if you wanted to. It's up to yourself. But what I'm actually going to do is I want to make that a bit darker. So I'm going to go in with the dark end of the dark red blend.
Well, that's a question I just had from Glorious. Is can you ask Craig what is the truest red in the tri-blend family?
It would be, in the tri-blend, it'll be this dark red blend.
Dark red blend,
yeah,
there you are.
You've got your 3 blends within them. So that would be the truest. So let's
no, they're not a thing. Burke's Bun says Christmas crackers, no. Judy says nope, just our Christmas cookies. No Christmas crackers for Chris Hayden. Who else got here? Laura saying no. Teresa says yes, we used to make them from toilet tissue rolls when I was a kid. There you are. So Christmas crickers? What's a Christmas cricker? A Christmas cracker essentially is it's a piece of patterned cardboard, really, isn't it, that you pull.
Yeah.
Has a little cracker inside, so it makes a cracking noise as you open it. And inside you have a hat, a little Christmas hat, a joke, and also a little toy in there. Usually something useful, like a measuring tape or a... What else do you have? Some sort of little mind game.
Plastic fish that you put in your palm, and then it curls up depending on your mood.
Something very, very low budget normally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's in a Christmas cracker. Although you can get very, very fancy ones, Craig.
You can.
Some of them can be like £100 for 6 or something ridiculous. So, yes, that's what a Christmas cracker is for those of you that you don't know. What do you put in your crackers? Usually you just buy them, wouldn't you? I'm not sure they're something you'd really craft, are they, Craig? Unless you were very fancy and you had like fabric ones which you reused.
Yeah. There is craft stores, certainly here in the UK, that do make your own cracker kits. Oh. So they're already done for you.
You just assemble them?
You just assemble them. You put your own little gifts or that in them. So there is a thing where you can make them yourself.
Okay.
I know out on the market, we don't have them, but I know you do get small Christmas cracker dies.
Right.
But they're just like the tiny crackers, because obviously it would need to be a huge die.
Oh, you need a good sized cracker to get a decent gift in.
Although it's saying that, and can I just say, I'm only my noggin is going here.
That's head for anyone that doesn't understand what that means.
Now we've got an Ultimate Pro.
Might be big enough.
I don't know, and I'm just saying, I'm thinking now, cracker die needs to be big. We've got a Pro. Who knows? Who knows in the future? Apparently someone else has had another idea like that.
No, I haven't heard of that idea before.
Right, so what I've done is I'd already pre-coloured underneath here, but then I've wrapped around, it's like that goldy twine that you get within the set here.
Beautiful.
And already tied a little knot. So what I'm going to do is let's tighten that a little bit more to make sure it doesn't come off. I've put some of my double-sided tape, but what I would probably do, a little bit more time, I would use a red liner tape or that. But then let's pop a couple of foam pads on, and then let's take this one off. So I would do 2 stockings, so I'll bring in one that I've already done. But if I pop that one on there, and then what I'm actually going to do, once again, let's see, my hot glue gun's on, perfect. I would probably use collal, but I'm away to suspend this, so I want it to have an instant stick. So I'm going to use my hot glue in a second. So that is going to be that stocking there. So bringing in this one, and then I'll assemble this one that I've already got pre-done, Joe.
Supreme Caldwell on YouTube is asking what cardstock you're using here, Craig.
So the white cardstock is our white smooth stamping card.
Okay.
And the rest is from the collection.
Amazing.
So that's what I'm
Did you
using.
have a stocking as a child? Christmas stocking?
Yeah.
We didn't. Yeah, it just wasn't like, I don't know if everyone has them. I don't think everyone has them.
Don't
just
think so.
It was not a family tradition in my mum's side of the family and on my dad's side of the family. Just wasn't anything they ever did. Wasn't that we didn't get lots of amazing presents. We really did. They were just never in a stocking.
Oh yeah, no, I was
something
in a stocking. No,
we never got. But like some people have stocking presents, don't they? Which have
That's right.
different presents into the presents that maybe Santa brings or the presents from friends and family. We never had stockings in our at home.
Well, we had a stocking, and we would put it on the fireplace that we had, but no, never filled it with presents or anything, or at the end of the bed.
No, but some people do, don't they?
That's
Hung
right,
over the end of their bed and stuff like that. Yeah, George George's mum used to put, and dad, no doubt, used to put just sweeties in them. Georgina? Same, okay. Nice. We didn't get Christmas Eve boxes, did you, Craig?
No.
We were allowed to open one gift though on Christmas Eve, but it wasn't like tier 1 gift. We could only have like a tier 3 or tier 4 gift from an auntie that you didn't really like. That was the one you were allowed to open. Was always boxes or like antiperspirant smelly things.
Yeah. It's funny because a few of my friends, see, even then, that wasn't something, when I was little, that we'd done a lot. Your presents were for Christmas Day. But as I got slightly older, you know, I mean maybe about 5 or 6, a few of my friends their parents were starting to allow them to do that on Christmas Eve, open up one present. So I remember it took a good couple of years, every year I'd ask, can I open one present? No, it's for Christmas. Can I open it? No, it's for Christmas. And then there was one year where my mum had obviously caved and she was like, right, okay, you know, one present. I was like, no, I want to wait till tomorrow and open them all then.
You know that in a lot of Europe, Christmas, the main element of Christmas is Christmas Eve.
That's right.
A lot of people have their big meal and they exchange gifts in the evening of Christmas Eve, especially in Central and Eastern Europe, especially. I know that Germany, Poland, in fact, I would say the majority of European countries, actually, their largest celebration is Christmas Eve.
That's
when
right.
They have their big meal and all get together. Chris Hayden, I'm afraid your idea for a Christmas cracker is a little late, Georgina, as there was a Christmas cracker template in the Christmas compendium. Lynn Cosery says, yes, stocking for all the kids and now the grandkids. My parents always did stockings. It is a good way to keep the kids in their room for a while. Love that. Mary Faulkner says, good afternoon, everyone. I just love this collection. I can't wait for mine to arrive. There's a lot of people, I reckon, that are twitching the curtains waiting for the mailman at the moment, Craig.
Exactly, I think so. I think so for sure. Although I do have to say, I'm going to go back onto that cracker and I'm going to bring that up again. There is templates out there, there is small dies out there for small crackers, but me and Georgina, we're talking about normal size crackers. You would need a big die for that, but you need a big die cutting machine. Who's to say? You never know.
Marsha Ann says, we always have a stocking. My husband still fills mine. It's very big. Caroline says, our stockings were on the end of the bed, which we would open first thing when we woke up. The main presents were for after breakfast. Here you are. We were always allowed to open all of our presents first thing.
We were allowed to open the ones from Santa.
Right.
But any that maybe like family or friends that we wouldn't see on Christmas Day that had been left, we had to wait and just open all them together. So my mum knew who gave us what.
Oh, no, we would always open all of our presents with our parents, but we were allowed to open them like immediately. I know some people wait until their dinner, don't they, until they have their sort of meal.
Oh no, that's
late
torture.
in the day. Yeah.
Why? Why?
I think that's quite a good ploy, really, especially if you have younger children, because then you remove that whole trying to get them to sleep thing. You then remove the whole them waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning thing, because they know, you know, it's actually quite a clever idea, really, because you remove all of that element, I guess.
But then they might not eat their Christmas meal because...
Oh, they'll eat it super fast and all up.
Yeah. Yeah, super fast.
It's very clever, actually. Very clever.
No,
Maybe slightly cruel.
Well, I was away... You know, when I say cruel, I'm saying that lightly. I think that's cruel to do that to kids. Wouldn't do that with mine.
No, absolutely not.
I'll be the dad that wakes them up. I'll be like, come on, hurry up.
Yeah,
get up.
absolutely. It's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. Santa's coming!
Santa's come!
Janet Williams wants to know what plate combination is used to cut and emboss the music and swirl die. How do you stack them to get best result?
So the cut, is that the...
Cut and emboss the music and swirl. Is it the music and swirl cut and emboss? Is the music and swirls an embossing folder?
So the music and swirls is
just the die.
Music and swirls is an embossing folder. The music lyrics, that's embossing folder. The emboss and cut folder, that's the one with the window. The cut and emboss folder, that's the one with the window. So for that, it's just your 2 cutting plates.
We will investigate and get back to you, Janet. Judy says, I fill stockings for our grandkids. Usually it's candies. Sweets. Can't go wrong with sweets. Getting busy on this already, Craig, as we knew we would. It is limited stock. I sound like a broken record. What I just don't want that to happen, Craig, is people out there to miss out on it, to think they've got a while. So it appears to be the music and swirls edgeable. So I'm guessing Janet means can she cut it and then emboss it with her embossing mat?
Yeah, so it's no different to any other die out there. It's just a normal die. So you would die cut it like you would usually do, and then you would emboss it with your embossing mat afterwards like you would normally do. Nothing different whatsoever.
Remind us of those plate combinations, Craig?
Well, because it's a normal die, so you'll need to come back to me on that because it's a normal die, and then I need to explain the plate combination for... I need to physically do it.
Okay, after this demo then I'll do the boards and then we'll have a look. I love that it's one of those things that you can't... You have to do it in order to say it.
Yeah. I have to do it. So here we go.
That's like my PIN number.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it was, I just know where my fingers go.
I'm like that with my mobile number.
Oh, are you? I'm alright with that one.
I can't say it offhand, but if I actually pretend to go and write it or type it out, no bother.
I can only say my mobile number in a certain way, which is 5 digits, 3 digits, 3 digits. If someone tries to read it back to me like 4 digits, 4 digits, 3, I'm like, no. I think that's wrong. I have to go back and do it again. Yeah. Anyway, what a beautiful card you've made.
There we go. So this is the one that we've just done. And then what I've done is I've kept the stockings relatively straight. But then on this one, what I've done is I've done them at a bit of an angle that you can see there. But either way, they will fold flat that you can see here. So a nice little different take, bit of a concept card, a themed card, diorama card, whichever way that you want to make it. But it plays on the theme of the hanging stocking as if it is actually hanging in front of the fireplace at the back.
Beautiful, beautiful card. Right, I'm going to take you through everything that you're getting in this particular collection. So you're going to get all the embellishments first. Love these. You've got berries, shiny berries. You've also got frosted ones in here as well. Beautiful pine cones in there. Then you've got your ribbons as well, and I love the ribbons in this collection. Beautiful velvet ribbon in here, as well as this wonderful sort of foiled organza ribbon almost. It really is something quite sumptuous. Then what you've got is you've got the bells. And you're also going to receive in here the twine as well that holds, that you can string those along, which is fantastic. So you've got that in there. Then we move on to the music and swirls. This is it just here. So this is one of our gorgeous edgeable dies. It's only going to cut the top part out. It's going to cut the bottom elements. It's going to emboss those bottom elements. It's actually very clever, this die, that it embosses and is an edgeable die at the same time. Another fantastic edgeable coming your way in the pine tree edge, which is this one here. We then move on to the Happy Christmas to All. Love this because you've got all the names of the reindeers in here. You've got the little scroll. You've got some wonderful verses. And I think for a lot of people, Craig, struggle maybe to know what to write inside their card. So lovely to have these stamped verses in here that you can just stamp in. It's going to make it really simple for you to say something meaningful, which is awesome. We then have this decorative frame. Now, this is a really clever one, this, because there's absolutely loads that you can do with that. Cut elements in, cut elements out, use the embellishments, stack those up. I think you're going to love playing around with that. This one here is awesome. This is your festive foliage that you've got, and it really makes an awesome big lush poinsettia for you. The great thing about this as well is that you can use this foliage to make wreaths or corners with in their own way. Really beautiful, full, lush poinsettia there for you. This next one here, this is your Christmas Eve, and I love it. It's got a real Dickensian feel about it, this one in particular. I love the fact that you've got that real play of light coming through the window. I think it's just so timeless and classic, along with a lot of the artwork that's been used in here. This one here is your St. Nicholas. Love that building there in the background. You're going to have a lot of fun with that. You've got Santa racing through the sky there, and also St. Nick clutching his sack there as well. We've also got here for you the builder sleigh, which is amazing. Now the builder sleigh enables you to build a sleigh. Shantae, you sleigh. You've got the reindeers in there, you've got the sleigh itself, but then also all of those background elements, which is amazing. You'll have a lot of fun putting that together. We then have as well the builder stocking. You've just seen Craig take us through how that goes together live a moment ago. Then you've also got the traditional window in here too, which is going to be excellent. You're going to love putting that stamp, that sort of Dickensian looking stamp set behind there. Maybe you want to put a tree together and have that behind there. We've got you covered with these stamps just here. I love that you've got that mantelpiece in there. I think that's going to be absolutely awesome for you. And you've then got as well your musical notes, your embossing folder in there, which is a 5x7 size. That's what I like to call the hardware there for you. I'm going to move on and share with you the paper pads that you are getting. Now, let me just pop this down here. I mean, this is a really massive collection, it is, but I think it's great that it is such a big collection, because Christmas is the one occasion that we make the most cards for, so it's great that you've got something really comprehensive, such a wealth of different artwork that you can explore in putting all your cards together. So you're going to be able to theme them, but it means that, you know, you could make 10, 12, 15, 18 different cards from this, and then batch make those 18 cards. So you're not going to be sending the same cards to people. That's the sort of breadth and depth of the artwork that you've got, and the hardware, which means you're going to be able to make so many different things. I want to move on to the 12x12 pad. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a double A side, as I like to call it. You've got gorgeous ginghams in the background there. I love that on the other side here as well, wonderful foiled tags that you're going to be able to cut out of this side. But then the back side of those, they actually have the lines and everything on there ready to go. So cut those out and they are tags ready for you, with spot foiling as well. Love this, because this can be used as one page here if you want it to, or this is a selection of banners. Maybe you want to create a banner for a scrapbook page. Maybe you want to mat and layer this onto something like a Z-fold card. You've got that strip and banner laid out there for you. The pine cones in the back on the B side are absolutely gorgeous. Must go back there to the spot foiling. And again, look at how much is going on here for you in this. You can see all that spot foiling. You've got the fireplace, the poinsettia, the ornaments and baubles. There's so many different elements you're going to be able to cut out. The value in the pads alone is extraordinary, and I can really understand now why so many of you have gone for so many extras of this pad. Look at how gorgeous that is. How beautiful is that going to look with that St. Nicholas stamp set that we looked at a moment ago? This one here is beautiful as well, a snowy scene, but traditional. And actually, do you know what? So versatile. I think these are cards that you're going to be able to give to absolutely everyone. Love that you've got that continuation of the music or the music lyrics. No, not lyrics, are they? Music notes all the way through. You're going to get a 12 by 12. You will also get a 6 by 6 as well in this collection. Then what we're going to move on to is this. It is our luxury pearl card. Double-sided and glorious colour tones for you. It's like, it looks, do you know what it reminds me of, this, Craig? This colour, a Caramac. It's like a shiny Caramac.
Actually, yeah.
That's what it's like. Caramac is like a sort of caramel white chocolate candy bar in the UK for our US friends. Beautiful red there, really true red. A wonderful Christmas green, almost kind of like a racing green, really beautiful. And the blue is just sumptuous. It's a real sort of French Navy true blue, which is fantastic. You've got that one in there as well. And I don't remember us doing one of these before. Maybe we did before my time, but I can't remember us doing a glitter and mirror luxury pack. Look at how classy that gorgeous coppery bronze is. You're going to absolutely adore using that. You've got this wonderful gold glitter here, that wonderful red mirror. You've got the red glitter in there, the green mirror, the green glitter, and that gorgeous true blue and that true blue glitter, all perfectly colour matched to work alongside the main collection and the other two cardstocks that you're going to get with it. It is a really bumper comprehensive collection, but the reason we've done that is because we think it's something that you're going to be able to make everyone's cards from. So we wanted to make sure that you have the amount of product that you need in order to do that. A brilliant price, as you can see on your screen, because the £57 or $76 is the saving, which is amazing when you consider this is something that we have launched brand new just this Friday. However, the other great thing about it is that we've given you then the opportunity to use a Club Inspired discount as well. So you can take that down to £107.20 as a Platinum member in the UK or $136 as a Platinum member in the US. Everyone will get free shipping and handling and free postage and packaging on this in the UK and the US as well. Now's a great time to place your order. craftscompanion.co.uk.com.au. Make sure you get yours before it's gone, because it is limited stock, as you can see in the top left corner there. It means less than 10% of the starting stock that we have is now remaining. When this sells out, will we bring it back? Absolutely, we will. Will it be this bumper comprehensive collection? Absolutely not. It will be a smaller collection. The chances of us reordering this amount of elements that you can see right here on getting this back, not just this Christmas, but at any point in the future, I would say are slim to zero. So if you want it, definitely grab it. I think if you did grab it already, you've got the full collections, you've got the paper pads home, see how amazing those are. Take advantage of the extra paper pad bundle we've got. Maybe you want to stock up on some more of those embellishments. There is a spend more, save more available for you over on the website with regards to all of the individuals as well. Very, very full baskets and lots of them out there on the website. So what I'm going to do is give you an opportunity to check those baskets out before we move on to the next element of the show. Here's how you can shop and also all the details of Club Inspire.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
As Gwen Stefani would say, what you waiting for? Yeah, make sure you get in Club Inspire, because then that's the best way to unlock those deeper discounts. Lots of you sharing the love for that amazing Twas a Night collection. Very, very busy on that. We will be coming back to that a little bit later in the show. But Craig, did you want to answer that question about the plates, the cutting and embossing elements?
I did indeed, yes. So the best way to do this, as I talked about a minute ago, when you do something so much, not so much the die cutting, it's the embossing part that I had to talk to it. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's actually die cut it and emboss it. So I've taken some of this gorgeous red mirror card that's from Hunky-dory. So what we're going to do is we're going to die cut it. Now it is an edgeable. I'm not going to die cut it as an edgeable factor. We're just going to die cut it and we'll show you how you would emboss it afterwards. So I'm putting it onto my cardstock. So base cutting plate, plastic, magnetic, and then top plate. So this is where I was explaining how it die cuts exactly the same way as any other wafer thin die out there. Exactly the same way. That I can do in my sleep, no problem at all. The next one is the one that I have to think about. So what I would do is, before taking all the plates away, what I do is then, again, now this is just the way that I like to do it. So take away the top plate. Now what I do is I put in the rubber embossing mat and I put the plate back into place, but you need to take out the magnetic shim. So never, ever, ever do you have the magnetic shim and the embossing mat in at the same time. So I've taken that one out, and now that we're good to go. So we have got that base cutting plate, we've got the rubber embossing mat, and then the die with the cardstock. Don't ever worry about actually cutting your embossing mat. It's magic. I like to think the material that the rubber embossing mat is made out of, you will not cut your rubber embossing mat. But even, look at that, even before I lift it.
Oh,
look
wow.
At all that embossing. Now, there's a lot of the times we don't actually emboss because the pressure of the Gemini is that intense that it embosses anyway. But then you get certain dies like this where you 100% want to run it through with the embossing mat after, because it absolutely stands out incredibly. But not only that, what it does is it finishes off the swirls. The swirls have actually...
Squirrels? There's no squirrels on there.
Yeah, there is. Loads of them. It finishes it off nicely. It rounds it. But then what you've got is little accent detail within some of these swirls where it embosses as well, but it really stands out there where you can see. So that, it's exactly the same as well when it comes to any other die there that you want to emboss. What you would then do is do it that way. So that's how you would then die cut, but then that's how you would emboss it afterwards to get all that fine detail just to stand out.
Absolutely. I hope that answers your question there. Right, we're going to move on now. We're going to look at the latest instalment from the Year of Crafts. Year of Crafts is this incredible system that we launched that builds over the year with multiple instalments. I think it's fair to say, well, Craig will answer this question for me. A lot of you will be going for this as you've gone for the Year of Crafts and then the instalments that have come thereafter. $34.99 or $39.95, under £28 or $32 for Platinum members. Craig, can we use the boxes on their own as standalone elements, or do we need to use them in a sort of as a series, or could someone just go for box 3 on its own and use it as is?
Absolutely go for it as a standalone. What you will find is once we dive in, and that's what we're going to do, let's dive all the way in, you will find there will be some elements that's been used from past boxes, whether it's 1 or 2, but as a whole, yes, you can use this as a complete standalone box on its own. So going in with the gorgeous pattern papers. Now instantly for the first half you've got that American red, white and blue theme that stands out that you can see here. But then what we're doing is we're going into the summer tones, also some of the pastels. But I say summer because you've got your sugar strands, your hundreds and thousands, you've got your pattern, you've got your very, I like to think it's the Willy Wonka, you know the scene with Willy Wonka where it's, you know, it's like you're tripping when it comes,
I have no idea what that's like.
It's just a wonderful world of pure imagination. And then you've got all these designs. But then this one here, this pattern is actually an ice cream cone pattern that we can see here. So this is what I meant by the summertime. Another one again from the sorts of Willy Wonka-esque. But then what you've got, more 8x8, and these are your pure colours. So the colours are going to work, match and complement all of the pattern papers that you see here. So you've got your navies, you've got your mints, you've got your yellows, you've got your peaches, baby pinks, you know, craft cards in that as well. So that's what you get in there. What you also get is you will be getting your satin ribbons. Once again, the colour tones just match just beautifully that you can see here. So you've got your 3 different sizes and you've got 3 of each. So you've got 9 in total. It is just one lot of pattern paper and cardstock that you get. But then what you've got is your, once again, just to repeat, yours will be full and unopened. Ours is obviously a usable one. But you've got your card blanks, C6, 6x6 and 5x7 with the envelopes. Now these are your stamps, so you've got all of your stamps that you can then start to build up, layer up. Obviously you can colour, you can do whatever you so wish when it comes to all of these designs. But then with these ones, little numbers or alphabet stamps or dies, you can start to use them as well. There's your ticker tape that you've got. This is actually the cake that we'll use just shortly. It's also a good one for invites and weddings. So maybe you want to use this as a carry-on from Sarah's garden party, then that would be a really nice one to use as well. A lot of the same font, not saying that they're identical, but some of the same font-esque type as your organizer stamp and die set. So you could use them as a carry-on as well. Anniversary, new baby, graduation boy, girl, retirement, fun, it's your, and then you can have birthday, etc., etc. Then you've got your numbers there. Then what we've got is we've got our border dies. Yes, they could be used for the borders, but what these are actually used for is, in the little book that you get, we'll show you, you get taught how to make a rosette. And these are actually used to create fancy edge rosettes, but you can be using them as an edgeable. You've got your numbers here. Now, this is where it is a bit of a continuation from a past box. So the first box, you got a full set of alphabets that was in this style. So if you want to use them in conjunction with the past ones, then that's when it's going to be a continuation. But even then, if you've got other alphabets, this is still going to be a complete standalone where you've now got some numbers that you're able to use. You've got 2 stencils within this one here. So you've got that American flag style that you can see here with the stars and stripes, but you've got your chevrons and your dots. Within these ones here, what you've got is a nice alternative to matte and layered dies, but you've got these within the stencil form. So you've got your arch. So once again, instead of separate matte and layered dies, these are all together. Use your pen or pencil to draw around. You've got your flag, or it could be your bunting, you know, it could be many different things that it could be for this one here. Then what we've got here, because that's not it, what you've then got is, again, think of this as a nest and die star set. So instead of it being in dies, what you've got is a stencil. Draw around them, multitude of different layers. Then these ones here, again, from the book, creates pinwheels. So a couple of different pinwheels that you've got. It explains in the book how you use them. More of your card blanks. You do have these die cut sentiments. These are on a mat, so you can ink them and stain them, colour them if you so wish. And then what you do get as well, I presume it's maybe in a box that Joe's got, you do get a magazine as well. That is a magazine that would then work in conjunction with the past ones, but you can make everything that Joe's shown you from this box that you've got here. You may need a few items that you would have got from past boxes, but it's very simple, maybe mats and layers, dyes or inks, etc, etc. But what Joe's shown you right now, you also get within the box too.
Absolutely amazing. It is a third instalment, and a lot of you got in at box number 1 with the original, and then these are kind of the bolt-ons as we call them. This is a third instalment edition now. It's very, very busy. Now, was it over 80% of the stock of this has gone? It was only launched yesterday, so if you want to get your hands on it, you will need to be quick. What we also do is for each edition of this, we then release a paper pad as well. So we've got here for you additional papers. So what these are going to do is extend the papers that are inside, so you're able to go for another edition of the papers. So you've got this one here, which is that it's like a sort of, I would have described it as like a, is it a styrograph? Spirograph, that's it. Like a gingham spirograph. Love that.
It's better than tripping
lots.
Anyway.
Sorry?
It's better than tripping.
Don't fall. You've also got all your different designs in there. I think it's gorgeous. Really bright. I love that amazing candy stripe there too. Really beautiful. So you can go for the patterns, or what you can do is you can go for the solids. 240 GSM, so this is a good all-round cardstock weight, this one. Love that we've included a craft card in there too, as well as a beautiful array of colours, all designed to complement the patterned papers. Great to be able to go for the additionals of those as well. Great platinum pricing there for you. Right, so that's edition number 3. If you missed out on the first edition of the collections, we also have this back in stock for you. It's the original first bolt-on. So we released a Year of Craft, it was a big box, and then we released these later editions. So if you missed out on number 1, we've got number 1. It has recently come back into stock for you, and these are some of the incredible creations that you're going to be making with this. Of this, 30% of edition 1 has sold out and gone. So edition 3 is a new release. This is the original first release, edition 1. So if you missed that, now's your opportunity to stock up on that. But I know Craig is really keen to show us a demonstration on the new one, the 3rd edition. Is that right, Craig?
I am indeed. We are exactly going to be doing that right now. So I've got a lot of the elements already pre-done, but we'll do some stamping and colouring. So what I've done is I've taken one of the 5x7 cards that you get within the set. Now what I've already done is I have taken one of the pattern papers, I've cut that to 4.5 inches by 6.5 inches, and then I've taken one of the block cardstocks from the box as well, and I've cut that one to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then what I'm going to do is matten and layer it. What I've already done for one of the layers coming up, instead of wasting another piece of cardstock, I've just die cut from this back layer, because as you can see, no one's going to see it. Another form of gutting your cardstock, but without taking the full centre, it's just taking some of the bits out from the die cut. And then what I'm going to do is lay that straight over the top. So we're going to go in with this one here. And then also what I've done is taken some of that sugar strands, or hundreds and thousands pattern paper. I have cut that to 6.5 inches by 1 3/4, and I've made my matten layer 1/4 inch bigger. And then this one I'm going to keep flat as well. Add this one on. This is going to break up the background from the image we're away to stamp. And I'm not putting it right down the middle, putting it a wee bit to the left-hand side here. And then what I'm away to do just now, Joe, is on Nina cardstock and Flagstone alcohol-proof ink pad, I'm going to then stamp out this, what could be a wedding cake, you know, it could be a birthday cake, an extravagant birthday cake if you want, or any sort of celebration cakes, entirely up to yourself. But we will stamp this one out and we'll do a little bit of colouring as well.
Awesome. Any questions that you've got about Year of Craft, about the concept, these individual boxes, how the whole things work, get them into me and I'll get Craig to answer them for you. You can get in touch in all the normal ways. That, of course, being Crafters TV, if you are across on Facebook, or Crafters Companion, if you are watching us across on YouTube. Drop into the comments there and one of our social media superstars will pick those up and ping them my way. It's Colleen, the lovely Colleen, is manning the social media this evening, which is awesome. A lot of people still talking about stockings. Lee Allen says stockings are a must, perfect for blingy gifts. Just
Blingy
saying,
gifts?
blingy gifts like rings and those kind of things, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess. Craig, love this twist on the normal card. Darling with the hanging stockings, says Kathy Lee. I think darling means like it's beautiful, it's
nice,
good.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's quite a nice term, that. Catherine says we used to have stockings with small gifts and always a clementine and some nuts, which is a pagan throwback for a fruitful new year and new coins of the realm for prosperity. Oh, I love that sentiment. A lot of people talking about, Patricia was asking about your earlier card and how it folds flat and doesn't look like it would fold flat. It does, doesn't it, Craig? Just
Yeah,
sort of
we showed
just pushes over to one side.
Just
yeah.
push it to one side.
Patricia's saying of the Twas the Night, those paper pads and the entire kit needs to come with a bib that we can wear for when we drool all over it. I love that.
That's a good one. I like that.
Nora's still talking about Twas the Night, says the set is really special. My head is spinning with ideas. Teresa saying the reason she bought 2 was because it is a double A-side. It really is. Anne saying I had to. I did have to in, what are those things called?
What's that?
These things.
Quotation
marks. Thank you, George. Get all of the paper pads. What's going on tonight? A lot of you talking about the value as well of the Twas the Night and how awesome that is. Sam McDonald says, can't wait to receive my year of crafts. I've been collecting them since the first year of craft. Rebecca Arnold says, that's the first box. Does it include the binder? No, I believe the binder was in the original box, wasn't it? The launch
That's
box
right.
that we did, yes. The original sort of Year's Craft, which was a compendium. And these ones we're bringing to you are the kind of bolt-ons, the additional elements that we're going to bring out periodically for you. Judy Cowles says, I love my Year of Craft collection, so worth the money. I think they are. I think as an overall thing, they're absolutely outstanding value for money. The individual bolt-ons are incredibly good value as well. I know a lot of you already have these and really enjoy using it. It's a very fancy wedding cake, that, Craig.
Yeah, I'm going for the fancy tones here on this one here. I'm not doing full-on detail blending because we don't have the time within the show, but what I would do is show you what has been done afterwards. But that one is pale pink shades that I've used. And then I'm going to go in with maybe this earth brown blend is a little bit, no, let's go for it. So we'll go in for a darker sponge here. So as I say, I would come in and do the blend and getting a bit of shade of that, but let's...
Can you have a chocolate wedding cake? Is that acceptable? Is that PC? Is that, you know, the done thing?
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would be an issue.
I thought it just had to be fruit cake, I don't know why.
Uh-huh.
But friends of mine had a cheesecake, not as in cheesecake, as in a cake made of big wheels and blocks of cheese, actual cheese, because they didn't really like cake.
Oh, well, it was actually...
It's actually made of cheese, yeah.
Actually cheese?
It looked like a tiered wedding cake, but it was wheels and big blocks of cheese.
Yeah.
With them loads and loads of chutneys and stuff.
I thought you were right to say it was like, you know, the dessert cheesecake.
No, it wasn't a cheesecake. It was selections of cheese built to look like a cake.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Who says it has to be fruit?
Who says it has to be fruit? Who makes the rules? You do,
Exactly.
you boo, as we've established.
You do, you
Julie Odell saying, is there a paper pad to go with the first box? If so, which one is it? There is a paper pad that goes with the first box. Which one it is, though, escapes my memory. I'm hoping Georgina can research this fact and let us know. She sounds very confident about that. She'll get back to us.
The good thing
Do you want me to tell you what I can hear, Julie? So I'm not sure what's going on. All I'm hearing is there's a lot of silence and heavy breathing followed by a lot of deep erming. So we'll see what happens. Colleen says, I was married in the UK and wanted chocolate cake. My mum nearly died, so I only had a small chocolate cake and a massive fruit cake. There you go. See, I think it is a bit frowned upon.
Maybe, yeah, I think maybe as well nowadays it's maybe more accepting, isn't it? You know, this day and age, it's more accepting to, you know, do what makes you happy. You know, if you want something that wouldn't necessarily be traditional, then you can do it. Still wouldn't have a Yorkshire pudding on my Christmas dinner, but you know, that's just me.
Nona says, Crafters, will you be getting the original Year of Craft box again? There was an Ultimate Christmas box too, same question. Honestly, Nona, we don't know.
Nope.
At the moment. We have no idea. We don't know at the moment. I would imagine if we were going to get the Christmas compendium back, we would have had it back in the Christmas event that we've just sort of not come to the end of, but we just had quite a long stint of Christmas launches. So I'm not sure there's any plans to bring that back at the moment. I do believe with the original Year of Craft compendium, we did say at the time that once it was gone, gone, Craig, and we weren't going to get it back again. There may be another there may be another Year of Crafts compendium next year. I'm not sure. Love that.
So what I would do with these ones here, you don't get the dies to match the stamped images, but you could just do some fussy cutting if you like. And then what I've done, which is unlike me, I have just gone round the edge, whereas usually what I would do when I have more time, I actually go into all the little nooks and crannies, because that's how much I love fussy cutting. But for the sake of this demo, I only went round the edges. Okay,
Julie, to answer your question, box number 1 came with all occasions, and box number 2, Spring Fever. Both of them were available on yesterday's launch day show. So get yourself over to Crafters TV, look back to the shows yesterday, the deals will still be live, and you'll be able to stock up on those if you so wish. I hope that answers your question. Colleen's got back in touch. She says, Craig, this day and age, I'm not that old.
No, do you know something? See, once I said that, I knew what I'd said and the way that it'd come across there. Colleen, I know that you're not old. You're still so young. You're a young married couple. I just meant taking you out the side of what you just said. I just meant this day and age. Not meaning you were like married, you know, with the dinosaurs.
What are you saying, that Colleen got married in yesteryear?
No, she never.
I know she didn't. I know that,
She's
but
so
you were just
young.
saying she did. So, you know. She says, it was my mother-in-law, not my mum. Lol, not my favourite person. There you go. I'm not sure you meant to... Some people have lovely relationships with their mother-in-laws, don't they? I'm not sure I know that many of them, but they must be out there.
No, well, actually, my stepdad and my gran, they got... My gran...
Did you just say they got married there? Is what it sounded like you said. You just said my stepdad and my gran, they got married, is what it sounded like you said.
No.
That's not what happened, for the record.
My stepdad and my gran, full stop. My gran absolutely doted my stepdad.
Right.
So, yeah, so that was one.
Okay, there we are.
So, yeah. So there is one, yeah. I'd like to think I'd get on with my... I'm trying to think now what would be if I got married. Yeah, so my...
Stepmum? No, mother-in-law.
That's what I'm getting myself mixed up with now as well.
I mean, we got there in the end.
I'd like to think I would get on well with my my mother-in-law. Certainly if she's into crafting. Hey,
I'm great with mums. All mums, usually. I'm pretty good with mums.
You see, I'm good with all my friends' mums, yeah. I was always the son that they wished they had.
Dads, not always so good with dads.
Well, you see, dads scare me there, you know, if you were to go and date their daughter, you know, and they do that, you know. It's your intentions, like, they scare me. Mums don't. Mums love me.
And what, can you just give us that dad impression one more time?
Yeah. Your intentions, my daughter, right? Right?
Hilarious, that's so funny.
Sorry, yeah. Mums love me. Don't know about the dads.
Yeah. Anyway, big hit with the mums. Right, let's move on. I think we should move on before we get in more trouble. Let me just again explain what's coming in there. Then you're going to get all of the elements in there, which is amazing that you get so much packed in every single one. Over 190 elements within there for you. £28 or $32 essentially what you're getting. You are going to get an extra 50 bonus points on each and every one of those as well, which is brilliant. Right, I want to share with you the Hunky-dory items. Where should we start, Ina? Let's start with the Rock and Roll bin. If you saw me doing a thumbs up in my box there a moment ago, Tracy was in the background, asked me if I wanted a cup of tea. The tea is here. It looks epic.
Oh, so does mine.
Yeah, it looks so good. I wanted to share with you a few samples of the sort of amazing things that you're going to be creating with this gorgeous Robin collection. Only launched here. This is the concept card that you're getting included actually in here. Oh, Craig. It's a floating aperture, or a flaperture as I'd call it. So you've got here your different concepts. As you can see, some really, really gorgeous cards within here, which is beautiful. And also really nice and traditional, which I think is great. Let me take you through then what you're actually going to get included in the collection. So let me bring this in.
Can I just say, Joe, as well, me and Ben were talking after the show. Saturday, that's got to be.
Just snorted, sorry.
Giggles there. That's got to be. That has been our biggest Hunky-dory show / launch, not even launch, show ever that we've had. Just thought I would point that out.
Amazing. It gets more and more popular here at Crafts TV, doesn't it, Hunky-dory? Maybe we'll be able to have some of the gang up soon.
Oh, I would love that.
Anne-Marie's back, I think.
She is.
So maybe we could talk her into coming up and, coming in one of our shows. Yeah, we should make it happen, Craig.
Should.
Look at all of these beautiful toppers that you're going to get in the topper book here, which is what you've got included. All of the artwork, of course, carries all the way through to each and every element of the collection. That's what I love, and I think you guys love about the Hunky-dory kits, is they are so cohesive. They're so easy to put together, which is fantastic. Let's move into the toppers then that you're going to receive in here. You're going to get beautiful toppers, and you're going to get your printed and foiled cardstock, and then of course your foiled cardstock as well. So you can see, you're going to get your toppers, your printed cardstock, and your printed and foiled cardstock for every single element within here. You get 8 sheets of toppers, 8 sheets of printed, 8 sheets of foiled and printed in there as well. A really beautiful collection. Of course, you'll always get the inspiration sheet as well. With every one of these, which is excellent. So if it's a composition that you struggle with, if you're newer to crafting, absolutely don't worry. We've really got you taken care of here with these Hunky-dory items. You're also going to get the flaperture, or the floating aperture concept cards. You'll be able to make 8 of those, 8 flapertures in there for you, which is awesome. Yeah, I hadn't realised what it sounded like. Maybe I won't call it flaperture anymore. You've got acetate in here as well, which is absolutely amazing. Really gorgeous, snowy acetate. Actually not that dissimilar to our... oh, look, it looks really funny in front of my shirt, doesn't it? It looks like we're flying through space. We've then got the inserts in here for you as well. So you're going to get all of that really gorgeous imagery there within the insert. So the inserts, the flapertures, the toppers, and of course the top pad as well. Of our starting stock, half has gone. So if you want to get your hands on that, you will need to be quick for it. We are going to move on to another full collection for you here. This is beautiful. If it's Christmas winter roses you love, then you're absolutely going to adore this. Let me take you through some of the beautiful samples that have been sent in for this. You can see all of them here. Very traditional. Love that all that die cutting is done for you. So it's a case of picking and sticking and not really much more than that, which it means you can make some really adorable, beautiful festive cards very, very quickly, which is handy, especially if you've got lots and lots of cards that you need to be making. You've got the topper pad in here, which is awesome. It's your little book of, the square little book of festive flowers. Multiples of each of these, which is brilliant. So you've got 6 each of 25 different designs. So if you want to decoupage those up, you can. Love the dark colour tones that you've got running through there as well. We then have the awesome inserts for you. Really beautiful here. I love the muted colourways that you have on these inserts. Really fantastic. Give your cards a really luxurious feel. 2/3 of this one has already sold out and gone. I'm then going to take you through your toppers here. So you're going to get 8 sheets of the toppers. You're going to get 8 of the printed cardstock and 8 of the foiled and printed cardstock as well. Let me take you through. So you get 4 sheets, 2 of each here with regards to the toppers. Then we're going to move forward into your printed papers here as well. So you can see you've got all of these lovely ones. Let me just have a little flick through these for you. And again, the rest of your toppers in there. It's a really comprehensive kit. Again, very traditional. You are going to, of course, receive, as you always do, the inspiration sheet in there, which is going to give you all the ideas on how you can recreate some of those incredible samples that I showed you just a moment ago. Got to move on to this because it is blooming gorgeous. They're all available individually. So we're going to start with the green. That Festive Forever floral is less than £30, less than $44 for you. Loving this. It's your Essential Emerald Green Mirri. Half the stock of the green has gone. Great price here for 20 sheets each of these. Then we've got the red available for you as well. 60% of the red has sold out and gone. Let me just get these all the right way around. And again, it's mirror. It's mirror, but it's not matte mirror, is it? It's mirror, which is kind of like a combination. And when you see it in these festive colours, it's like a combination of a mirror and a matte mirror. It's like somewhere in the middle, isn't it? It's not completely reflective, but it also isn't like brushed in the way that our matte mirror cardstock is brushed. So it's really a really lovely combination. You've got the gold. How much of the gold gone, Georgina? Half the gold is gone. You've also got the silver here as well. A third of the silver has sold out and gone. And again, beautiful there as well. Right, adorable, scoirable is what we've got next. Let me share this with you. Again, a really beautiful collection of festive colours. This is like thick. This is 350 GSM, I want to say. Yeah, 350 GSM this. And a beautiful combination of colours. It's the Christmas 2021 special edition. Less than 30 of this to go around. Extremely limited stock here on that one if you want to grab it. £12, $17.49. We do also have the Snowfall acetate available on its own. I don't have a physical sample. It's limited stock. So if you want to get your hands on it, you will need to be quick to grab a hold of that one. Right. Something that we're not meant to show you until tomorrow, but we're going rogue. We're doing it. We're really doing it. Tomorrow's launch day is going to be the incredible Nutcracker with myself and Jam Brown. We will be here with you at 3 p.m. in the UK, 10 a.m. East Coast time, 7 a.m. for you West Coasters. It's a Sarah's signature box collection at, well, it's redonkadonk, the price on this. 50 bonus points on this one for you, and Craig's going to take us through everything that's included.
I am indeed, and then also, yes, you can have a look at it now and you can get your hands on it now, but I will be, no surprise, it is one of my picks on Wake Up Call. In actual fact, it's the first demo that I'll also do on Wake Up Call. But do you know what? Don't tell anyone. What we've decided, me and Joe and Georgina, we're going to demo it right now, once we've had a look.
Did we agree that?
What, I don't think we did with you. Me and Georgina did. So, shh. So, when you're watching
Georgina said, everyone keep your mouth shut on social tomorrow, please. I think that was a very eloquent way of her saying, I think we need to keep this between us, I think is what she meant to say.
Absolutely.
Everyone keep your mouth shut.
So we have
she doesn't talk like that. I don't know why I said it like that.
No, I know she didn't, did she? But
no.
So we've got it nicely packaged. So we've got the Sarah's signature. We've got it in the form of one of our craft kits, but it's luxurious. So even when it comes to the tissue paper. Now we're going to go in. Now once again, this is one of our usable ones within the studio. So they are as they are, but we'll still be able to show you everything. So you have got your stamp sets here. Now this is all, because of the title, the Nutcracker, it is all Nutcracker themed. So, you know, the rocking horse, you know, you've got the fairies, you've got the grandfather clock, you know, just look at the detail that you're getting within that stamp alone. But you've got your additional accents such as your baubles, your presents, musical lyrics that you can use to create your background, even Parumpa Pum and Joy Noel, Christmas Magic, Christmas Wishes, all of these. But what they've got to them, it's a slight distress look, which I absolutely love about this collection. So if I hold still even on here, if you look at the Joy, you've got that distress detail in the back as well. It's as if it's like ripped paper, stretched paper, you know, all that fine detail in the back too. So that is your stamp sets. Now for majority of them, you do get some dies that are going to die cut them out, and you will find that you've got another set of stamps that we'll see just shortly, because we've got like the Christmas tree, etc, etc. So that's some stamping dies. Then what we've got, and this is actually going to be the demo as well as the stamps we're going to look at, we've got this embossing folder. So use it
it's like
as
Christmas
it is.
Bed.
It's like a really fancy Christmas bed. You know, with the
I want to
curtains?
stay in a hotel on Christmas Eve that looks just like that.
See, this reminds me of Michael Caine in the Muppets Christmas Carol. You know, when he's realised that he needs to be good and he comes out his last dream / nightmare and he falls. You've never seen the Muppets
Never
Christmas
seen it,
Carol?
no, sorry.
Oh, that's Christmas movie date then come Christmas time. So you've got your embossing folder there. But what we've then done is we've brought in what is becoming our very famous embossing folder and stencil range. And what we've got is we've got, at least for the time being anyway, 3 stencils that you can ink separately, so you can build up the detail. But if you wanted to add even more background detail, or you want to use it elsewhere, you've got a stencil with all this fur coat, all of this foliage in the back there, that then you can use to ink up any of your background papers that you've got. So that's included. You've got all this gorgeous ribbon tones. Now, Joe, there's nothing going to stop you from being able to use this with the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Some of the slight colour tones that are going to match just beautifully, maybe a little bit brighter within these ones, but they're still going to work a treat. So you've got all of this satin ribbon that you've got here. So we've got 3 different sizes, we've got 3 colours and 3 of each. Then we're giving you some dewdrops and also some of these really bling gems that we can see here. Then we're going into our C6, 6x6, 5x7 card blanks. Then with all of that, what you get is this gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous, paper pads. So you're going to find a lot of tartan / plaid within this one here. So you've got multitude, you've got about 3 of each design here, all double-sided, but it's got a slight sketchy look to some of the images as well, which I really like. Different take within the Nutcracker. But all matte, so if you did want to ink it, maybe you want to use some of your stencil detail, you can do. So that is your pattern paper, and then you're going into more 8x8, but this is all of your block colour tones that's going to complement not only the pattern papers, not only the ribbon, but the gems that run throughout as well. Very Nutcracker colour-esque, but then maybe make them your icy coldy blues if you want as well. This is when you can take that initial Nutcracker theme and you can run away with your imagination, change the colours, go luxurious, go pastel tones with the mattes and layers with your own colours. There's so much that you can do with it. But having all of this Nutcracker collection all themed together, but what I love with this one as well, Sarah's signature, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, that has to be big. It's 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. We had to go big for that one there. This one is nicely compact. We've got the key elements from the Nutcracker, some of the most famous images, even just some of the famous Christmas sentiments, all combined together with the colour tone. It works an absolute treat. I personally think any bigger, you may struggle to start to pull some of the images together within a card, but because we've got the perfect amount of images against colour tones and sizes of the stamping dies, it's an absolute treat. But in saying that, what you've got here is over 315 elements in total.
Amazing, incredible value for money, which is awesome. Deborah Balmforth says, my Nutcracker box arrived, been watching and listening over tea. Hi to everyone. Mary Pat says, I am colouring up some ballerinas for my nieces, scrapbooking page, and I absolutely love this collection. Lucille says, Craig, you look dashing with a little edge in your voice. You're lighting our screens on fire tonight.
A little what?
And then there's
voice?
a little edge
in
your voice.
Oh, a little edge.
Yeah, do you want to do your dad impression again for us one more time, just for the people at home?
Can I? Well. So, shouldn't tantrum my daughter then.
I love that all dads mumble, in your opinion, is what we've got from that.
Don't know, I've not
a lot of people talking about Hunky-dory and how they love the Hunky-dory product, all of the products from Hunky-dory. Yes, lots and lots of love for that as well. I believe you're going to treat us to a demonstration from this, is that right? Jan's going to be fuming when she finds out we demoed it tonight.
She's going to be furious when we double them because, as I say, we're going to be having it on Wake Up Call as well. So we are going into a scenario where, by the end of the next couple of minutes, you've never seen it. It's just between you, me, and...
It needs to self-destruct from your crafty minds.
Exactly. It does indeed. So let's dive straight in. So we're going to use that embossing folder with the stencils. So I've taken some of the cardstock already. So we've gone for this really bright green here. And then what I'm going to do, I have got that to 5.5 by, what we've done that, 5.5 by 8 inches. And then what I'm going to do is go round with my adhesive, layering these ones up. and then I've taken this pattern paper here, and then I've trimmed that one down, 1/4 inch smaller, that's going to go onto here. And then what we can do is I'm going to bring in some of our white smooth stamping card, and then we can, it's like my 3rd tape runner today that I've finished. Let's bring in another one. What we're then going to do is onto our white smooth stamping card, we're going to emboss the design from the embossing folder, and then what we can do is we can do a little bit of inking as well.
Gorgeous. Lots of people loving this. A great price as well. It's kind of, it's like a mini signature, really, isn't it?
It is,
not mini in contents. I mean, there's absolutely tons of stuff within there. 315 elements, in fact. So you're going to absolutely adore using it. And there's so much in there. Don't forget about the 50 bonus points. I mean, as a platinum member, it's a bit of a kind of, you just need it at that price, don't you? £32 or under £32, under $36 to grab this. So amazing. Great gift as well, maybe for someone that wants to get into crafting. I'm guessing that apart from the embossing folder, Craig, all the other elements would probably fit through the mini, would they?
So, majority of them will, yeah. I think there's maybe just a couple of the dies that wouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe like that full Christmas tree. But yeah, a lot of them will absolutely go through the mini or the go even. So we're embossing that one now. But actually going on what you were going to say, or what you were saying a minute ago, Joe, so I was the way to say, even if, and I don't know why, but I know all personal preference, even if the Nutcracker theme style at Christmas isn't your thing, this is something I believe. Now, I don't know, maybe you can tell me at home. Maybe there's some that you've got no intentions of using it. You're just going to keep it because it's the Nutcracker. You know, many of you do build and collect Nutcracker ornaments, or anything to do with the theme of the Nutcracker. So your intention might be to buy it and just keep a hold of it unused. That might be a thing that some of you want to do. It's entirely up to yourself. But yeah, many ways, I do think a lot of you will be crafting with it though. So now that I have embossed my background, which is the white smooth stamping card, what I'm doing is I'm going to bring in the first stencil. Do you know what I'm actually a way to do? Let's do it again.
For those of us that are not familiar with the Nutcracker, Craig, would you like a little bit of a Nutcracker history lesson? The Nutcracker is an 1892 2-act ballet. It translates roughly a fairy ballet, originally choreographed by Marius Petipa and Lev Ivanov, with a score by Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. The libretto is adapted from E.T.A. Hoffmann's story, The Nutcracker and the Mouse King. Although the original production was not a success, the 20-minute suite that Tchaikovsky extracted from the ballet was the complete Nutcracker, has enjoyed enormous popularity since the 1960s, is now performed by countless ballet companies, primarily during the Christmas season, especially in North Africa. Major American ballet companies generate around 40% of the avenue ticket revenues from performances of the Nutcracker. The ballet score has been used in several film adaptations of Hoffmann's story. Tchaikovsky's score has become one of his most famous compositions. Among other things, the score is noted for use of celesta, an instrument the composer had already employed in his much lesser known The Symphonic Ballade of the Voyevoda. There you are, there's a history lesson for you kids.
So what's the Nutcracker about exactly?
It's a ballet.
There we go. And I'm glad you said that, Joe, because I'm not that. I know of the Nutcracker, of course I do, but I'm not familiar of what the story is. So that's why when you said
Would
that.
you like a brief outline of the plot as well? I'm sure I can do that for you.
If you could do that, that would be good, because I'm going to be completely honest with you. After that lovely spiel you just gave me, I'm none the wiser as to what.
Well, I can read this.
Is
Is it here? But it's going to take me about 3.5 minutes to read it. So do we have time?
That's fine. Well, all I'm going to be doing is inking.
I mean, I'll talk over your demo. No difference to what I normally do, really.
Well, that's it. All that I'm doing is inking.
The ballet is set. So Act 1, are you ready? The ballet is set on Christmas Eve, where family and friends have gathered in the parlour to decorate the beautiful Christmas tree in preparation for the party. Once the tree is finished, the children are sent for. They stand in awe of the tree, sparkling with candles and decorations. The party begins. A march is played. Presents are given out to the children. Suddenly, as the owl-top grandmother clock strikes 8, a mysterious figure enters the room. It is Drosselmeyer, a local councilman, magician, and Clara's godfather. He is also a talented toy maker who has brought with him gifts for the children, including 4 lifelike dolls who dance to the delight of all. Then he has them put away for safekeeping. If you don't want to know the end of this, maybe, mute it for a second. Clara, I don't want to ruin it. It's been around since 1892, so if you've not watched it now, you're probably not going to watch it, to be fair. Anyway, back to the story. Clara and Fritz are sad to see the dolls being taken away. The Drosselmeyer has yet another toy for them, a wooden nutcracker carved in the shape of a little man. The other children ignore it, but Clara immediately takes a liking to it. Fritz, however, breaks it, and Clara is heartbroken. During the night, after everyone else has gone to bed, Clara returns to the parlour to check on her beloved nutcracker. As she reaches the little bed, the clock strikes midnight, and she looks up to see Drosselmeyer perched atop of it. Suddenly, mice begin to fill the room, and the Christmas tree begins to grow to dizzying heights. The nutcracker also grows to life size. Clara finds herself in the midst of a battle between an army of gingerbread soldiers and the mice, led by their king. The mice begins to eat the gingerbread soldiers. The nutcracker appears to lead the soldiers, who are joined by tin soldiers and by dolls who served as doctors carrying away the wounded. As a seven-headed mouse king advances on the still wounded nutcracker, Clara throws her slipper at him, distracting him long enough for the nutcracker to stab him.
Whoa.
Scene 2. The mice retreat and the nutcracker is transformed into a handsome prince. He leads Clara through the moonlight to a pine forest in which the snowflakes dance around them, beckoning them to his kingdom as the first act ends. Act 2. Scene 1. I did say it's about 3.5 minutes. I've only had about 2 minutes. Clara and the prince travel to the beautiful land of sweets, ruled by the sugar plum fairy, in the prince's place until his return. He recounts to her how he had been saved from the Mouse King by Clara and transformed back into himself. In honour of the young heroine, a celebration of sweets from around the world is produced. Chocolate from Spain, coffee from Arabia, tea from China, and candy canes from Russia. All dance for their amusement. Danish shepherdesses perform on their flutes. Mother Ginger has her children, the Polichinelles, emerge from under her enormous hoop skirt to dance. A string of beautiful flowers perform a waltz. To conclude the night, the Sugar Plum Fairy and a cavalier perform a dance. The final waltz is performed by all the sweets, after which the Sugar Plum Fairy ushers Clara and the prince down from their throne. He bows to her. She kisses Clara goodnight and leads them to a reindeer-drawn sleigh. It takes off as they wave goodbye to all the subjects as wave back. In the original libretto, the ballet's apotheosis represents a large beehive with flying bees, closely guarded by her riches. Just like Swan Lake, there have been various alternative endings created in productions subsequent to the original. There you are.
Well, all I've got to say is Tom Hardy on CBBC's Eat Your Heart Out.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Move over, Tom. I mean, I'd do it a bit slower if I was doing it on CBeebies, and I'm not sure they'd really appreciate the Essex twang. But we got it all out. I think you understood what I was talking about, which is good. Anyway, back to the show. Deborah's Nutcracker box has arrived. Been watching and listening over tea. I already read that one out. Rebecca says Jan's demos though will be completely different to Craig, so we still have a lot to look forward to.
Exactly.
You do, always. Who's telling Jan? Says Stephanie. She might be watching now. She might be. You never know. Sarah Schaefer says, my wonderful mother-in-law gave us a nutcracker every year. We have a fabulous nutcracker collection thanks to her, so of course I had to order it. I mean, at this price, and when you look at the amount of things that you're getting included in here, why not? At the busiest point of the show so far this evening, you guys are absolutely loving this. Talking of loving things, you guys have loved the Twas the Night collection. We will be going back there again before the end of the show. I love that you get so many stencils with this embossing folder. It really gives you the ability to create some drama, doesn't it, Craig?
It does. And what I'm doing is, with the one that I've just used there, with the curtains, and this one is kind of like the top of the curtains, or is it the swag they call it? Is it the swag along the top? But what I've done anyway, two things in actual fact. I am using green topaz in Bordeaux. Now, I couldn't find a green topaz in Bordeaux in water reactive, so what I've done is I'm using my quick dry. Because, although it's quick dry, and usually we would use our water reactive, because I'm putting it onto my glass mat, which is a non-porous surface, then it still stays wet. Same with the stencil, so it still gives me time to get that ink on. But what I've also done is that first layer that I done here, I went quite light-handed with the green topaz, so it's giving me a light tone. And with this top one, with the top swag, what I'm doing is I'm going quite heavy-handed. So this is going to give me that depth. But then, what I'm also doing, as you can see, is I'm dabbing the ink. Instead of blending the ink, what I would highly recommend for these stencils, use your temporary stick and spray. That's going to hold it all down. That's going to stop any of these fine little bits from lifting. If maybe you don't have any, of course you could use your low tack taper that, but if you don't have anything that's really able to hold all the pieces down, then what to do, instead of blended in circles, dab, do the dab. So if you do the dab, then what you can do is start to build up that colour. You still get that blended consistency over the top, and it just means that you're not pulling at any of these little fine strands that are on the stencil. So if I lift that one up...
Oh, it's a good cup of tea, that one.
Mine's a gorgeous cup of tea.
That's the best cup of tea. I mean, Tracy's teas are always good, but that one,
well,
chef kiss, next level.
So mine's a spot on. It's one of those where I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, really enjoying it.
So what you can then do...
I was parched after that story as well. I really needed it.
You were. Yeah. Certainly going over all that Sarah signature earlier on, there's that much between that and then that...
No wonder I sound a bit hoarse today.
Yeah. Actually, you've been sounding not too...
I sounded better as the day's gone on, haven't I?
Gone on, yeah.
Yeah, I was a few people a bit concerned in the earlier show. I just think my hay fever's playing up a little bit. Brent as well was saying, Brent who works in the production office, was saying that his hay fever was
Yeah, but
was
he never
up
shuts
today.
up, so...
He never shuts. I mean, he probably shuts up longer than I do, to be honest. No, actually, he probably gives me a run for my money, I reckon.
You talk, but like he just doesn't shut up.
Wow.
He just goes
That's
and goes
savage,
and goes.
Craig. He's probably watching. No, Georgina, you're on a whole different level. Sorry, you're in your own stratosphere there. I mean, you make Brent and me look quiet.
Put it this way,
we like recluses compared to you.
If I go and walk backstage and Brent and Georgina are there, I go in the other direction because I'm like, I'm not getting stuck with them.
I mean, even Brent can't get a word in edgeways there.
Oh yeah, that's saying something. That really is saying something. So I'm not. I'm like, have they seen me? No, right. I'm doing a runner. I'm like Mission Impossible. You know. What I've done now is I've taken another piece of the paper, the core colour within the collection. I trimmed down my embossed detail to 4.5 by 6 1/4 and gave my nice little matten layer. So what we can then do is we can put this one on into place. And then what I'm going to do is I do have all these elements to stamp and die cut, but let's just use the ones that I've already stamped, cut and colour, because I'll be looking at it again tomorrow on Wake Up Call, and then you've got Jan with it as well. So you'll see it all then. So what we can do is we can build up our design. We've got a little rocking horse here. We've got all these little presents as well. So the rocking horse could be at the bottom, presents tucked behind. You might not want to have the rocking horse. You can have a little bit of a play. We can add our sentiment in. So we've got Nutcracker, and then we've got Christmas Magic. So we could put that one there. We could put that one there. Maybe put one of the little hand-tied bows there, or you could take that away completely. It's entirely up to yourself. Exactly, build your scene from when it comes to the Nutcracker. Build your own scene. You can be as creative as you want. And you know what? Bring in all your other papers as well, if you want to as well. And there we go. Lots of fun that you could have from that Nutcracker collection.
Don't mind me just adjusting my pouches over here, sorry. That'll make more sense in a moment. Right, sorry. The Nutcracker. Sorry, I was being very noisy there. Now remember what you're getting in here. Card blanks, envelopes, coloured cardstock, printed papers, embossing folder, 4 stencils, clear stamps, metal dies, ribbons, dewdrops, and assorted gems as well. You've got 12 card blanks in here. You're going to add your own card blanks and make many, many more projects than that. I am certain. If you want to see a whole... if you want to see a whole presentation on this, and tomorrow is your day, a 2-hour launch day with myself and Jan Brown. Will be here 3 p.m. in the UK, 10 a.m. East Coast time for you. Also, don't forget before that as well, Craig will be here, the hottie Scotty himself. Craig's Wake Up Call. I'll be gate crashing as well, midday in the UK, 7 a.m. Eastern time. Very early on the West Coast, 4 a.m. for you West Coasters, which is awesome. Joe's second career could be audiobooks. I'm not sure. Can you imagine how long it takes to record an audiobook, Craig? I was thinking about this the other day. The audiobook that I'm listening to at the moment is 7 hours long. So it's 7 hours of someone reading.
Yeah.
But imagine how long it takes to actually record it.
Exactly.
It must take at least 4 or 5 times as long to record it, because surely they can't just read it straight off and go all the way through. There must be a lot of breaks, retakes. So it must be like a whole week's worth of work to make one book, I reckon. That sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot of work.
Talking.
Yeah, Georgina says she could do audio. You'd have to read someone else's words, though. It's just, you're not even like you can invent the conversation yourself, which is exciting. You have to read someone else's stuff. I just don't think it'd be as exciting. Anyway, let's preview something else that is launching for you. You heard me moving things about here, because it is these brand new triangles. Now I want to show them to you because they come flat like this, which is awesome. And what you have are these pockets in here that you're able to remove. The pockets are Velcro. You can take them out, which is fantastic, and then put them back in. It folds flat when you're not using it, but the pockets, which are these here, are awesome, and they're a really great size. They're kind of like little crafty purses, almost, is the best way to think of them. You've got lots of different ones designed for different things. You can get rulers in here, adhesives, washi tapes. I mean, look, I'm thinking this would be an incredible makeup bag, because rather than having pens in the back, you could have makeup brushes in there. You could have your makeup elements within this part just here. The other great thing as well is that you can adjust this. You all right?
These are so cool.
They're amazing, aren't they? So you can adjust this on the back, so then if you want to like play around with how it sort of sits, let me just pull this bit out a bit here, because then what you can do is sit that there, and then that means that it sort of all sits like that for you. Take them out, put them back in. How awesome.
That is so smart. Sorry,
Yeah.
I've knocked your tablet.
What you'll be looking at here, hyperjapan.co.uk. For all of your Japanese recipes. I don't know what you've done there, Craig. We'll go back to...
but yeah,
back to
that's so cool. I've not seen
amazing.
that since you've just opened
yeah,
that there.
and then space for all of your pens. But do you not think it would make an amazing... Like, I've got... Someone made my makeup bag for me. It was very lovely.
Yeah.
But this is much nicer. And I love the fact that that just comes out.
Man, you're
and
in a
then goes
in. On holiday or something like that and just got it in the bathroom with everything all sectioned in.
But also, I dreamed, did we have something Velcro? Did we have something Velcro wall? What was it?
Oh, yes, we did.
What was it? We had something you could stick Velcro on, I'm sure.
What you could do is...
It could all live on there.
Well, yeah, just get an inexpensive online or an inexpensive store and get that Velcro hook and whatever and do it yourself on the side.
And the great thing is then, when you're done with this and ready to store it away, all you do is pull this down together, that fastens so it doesn't come apart, and then that fastens onto there, and it carries as a little triangle for you. I think it's going to be awesome for loads of different things.
Absolutely.
It talks on the back about being perfect for ink pads, markers, scissors, washi tape, tape runners, hole punch, small tools, stamps and embellishments. I think it's going to be awesome. It'll launch on Saturday. I'm guessing it's a Totally Tiffany Craft House then on Saturday. It is. Oh, I'm glad I'm not going to be here. I absolutely love those Totally Tiffany shows. I think they're incredible. If you want to get your hands on that, then definitely come back and let's have a little look at those on Saturday. Connie says, Joe, I would buy your audiobooks just to listen to your great accent. I think I sound a bit rough, Connie. Aish says, so happy that Craig gave a sneaky peek at this box. Absolutely can't wait for mine. And Connie says, oh, to be a fly on the wall of the Crafters Companion Studios. Honestly, if these walls could talk, Connie. Right, demo of the show,
Number one. This one, number one, with our Sarah's signature, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, where we used the stockings as if it's hanging on the fireplace. Then we went into our Year of Crafts box, where we made this really nice card here, a little bit of colouring. And then we went into that secret, unbeknown demo of the Nutcracker that no one knows about. We've done that one as well. So 3, 2, 1. The choice is yours.
3, 2, 1, Dusty Bin. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you're over on YouTube. Got 5 minutes to vote because we need to get the demo of the day in as well. Remember the 'Twas the Night collection that is available to you, an absolutely incredible collection, a real comprehensive bumper collection. If we get time, I'm going to run you through all of those individuals again, the individual elements before the end of the show. But dies in here, incredible stamps, amazing floral elements that you can create, as well as building your own stocking backing in there too, which is amazing. So make sure you grab it at a brilliant platinum price for you of $107.20 or $136. Remember, it is limited stock as well, so less than 10% of our original stock is remaining. It was only launched on Friday. We're now limited stock, so it goes to show you how long we think that stock will be around. Not long would be my guessing. I want to just remind you of a couple of the other deals that are available to you in this launch party. The Explorer kit, which is this one here. You've got the Tribal M pens, the ink pad, the tape pen, and of course that is it beach picnic box. There we go, all in there for you. Great price. Platinum members not even paying for the picnic box, getting the rest included for free in pounds. The Out of This World deal for you as well. Remember, the Out of This World deal only lasts 24 hours. It is the universal carry bag with 18 ink pad trays. That is an awesome carry bag. Lots of extra storage built into that as well, and you're going to be able to fit a whole heap of ink pads in there. Issue 3, A Year of Craft. It is limited stock. This one only launched yesterday, been extremely busy. The third in the series of bolt-ons or additions to your Year of Craft. Make sure you get that whilst we still have it. We also have the 8x8 paper pad celebrations with 48 sheets here. A brilliant price on that for a 48 sheet 8x8, sorry. And we also then have it available in the solids for you as well. Again, 8x8 solids with 36 sheets. $10.39 or $11.96 if you want to get your hands on those. Demo of the show is card number 1. I'm coming for it, Craig.
You come and get it. It's at the side of me here, and let's do
just one side of me.
Just one side.
Should we do demo of the day then, Ross, before we get into it? Or
let's do it.
All right, let's do that. Right, you can go for numero uno, which was Craig's wake-up call. You can go for number 2, which was Debbie's scrapbook page from the masterclass, or you could go for number 3, Craig's 'Twas the Night. I don't think this is a tough one. I think this is an easy peasy one. We shall see though. 1, 2 or 3, get voting. You've got, let's say 5 minutes to get your votes in, so do let me know. But anyway, we've got 15 minutes, Craig.
We do indeed. So let's see what we can do within that time there. Right, what we've done, white smooth stamping card as a basis for many of my cards. What we've got is the length of A4, so 11.5 by 6 inches. And then what I've done is I've scored at 4 3/4, I've scored at 9.5, and then I've scored at 10.5. So then I've done mountain, I've done valley, and then mountain fold. So then this has given us a bit of a stepper card that we can see here. So what I'm then away to do is, if I bring these layers here, now you know how I always do 1/4 inch, but this time what I wanted to do is just a real, well, what I wanted at the time when I prepped this, I wanted a real fine matten layer. I've changed my mind. I don't. So what I'm going to do, so I've cut this. Oh my gosh, I must have been tired when I prepped this. It's not even right.
When did you prep this?
Last night. But I was tired. It was getting quite late when I prepped this. So my eyes were a bit skewy. So let's get this. So we've gone for 5 3/4 by 4.5. So let's bring this down to, see, can't even remember. So we need to come down 1/4 inch, 5.5. So what did I say this one was? 4.5. So this one needs to come down to 4 1/4. So then this gives me my perfect 1/4 inch matten layer all the way around. So this one can then get matten layered onto, actually in case we run out of time, I'm not going to stick it just yet. We can pop that one to the side here. Then what I'm doing, I'm bringing in more of that gorgeous cream card, and then I'm going to go in with my Christmas tree. This one is being the border, so I'm going to dig that one out because that's the one that I've not got out. Typical, isn't it? The one you forget is always the one you can't find. So let's bring in the Christmas trees here. So with this one, what we've got when it comes to these trees, this is what's going to go at the front of our stepper. So what I've already done is I've got my card big enough at least for the trees, so we can see here. So if you do want to know this for a bit of a guide, it's 6 inches by 3 inches. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it so that my die just comes over each side here, but I'm making sure I'm going to have the tree right to the top. So what I would do again is, oh gosh, is that the time? run that one through.
2048.
Day's just flown in.
Hasn't it?
Absolutely flown in. So I would then run that one through. That's going to give me my strip of trees. But what you could do is...
Strip of trees?
A strip of trees. What you could then do...
Sound like very saucy trees to me.
You could die cut this a number of times, cut them out, and then you could start to layer them up your strip of trees. So there is that one.
Strip of trees, wow.
Then, what I've already done, try and get myself well prepped. I must have knew that we were going to do this right towards the end of the show. We've got good old Saint Nick, and we've also got this I love this scroll with the now dasher, now dancer, now blah, 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 blah. And that's them ones.
I don't fancy your audiobook so much as mine, if that's how it's going to go, blah, 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 blah.
Yes. I know. Back then, when we, just blah, 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 blah.
Me and Craig are very good friends. It's why we tease each other, really, isn't it,
are.
Craig? It's because we love each other, really.
We do. We do. No one gets our bants as much as each other.
No.
So what we can then do is you can see how I've already coloured it out. So I've used my dark red, I've used my blue. What I've also, this was tri-blends, I've used some of my dark brown. For here I've used ice grey too, and then for this one I used the dark brown as well, but I used the 3 tones for that one. And then let's see, gosh, what have I done with my, here we are. So what I've got here is we've got the clear acrylic stamp set. Now with this one, because you don't get the die for this one, because it's as if you're building up the scene, what I've done beforehand is fussy cut. So I'm not going to fussy cut this full lot here, but simply by going all the way around with my scissors, what I would like to do is I always leave maybe about 1 millimetre or so all the way around. And then I would do exactly the same with the script. So I would just fussy cut all the way around. So let's do this one, leaving a little, about 1 millimetre or so. Of course, you don't need to leave 1 millimetre. You might want to go right up to the line. That's entirely up to yourself. But keeping your hand with the scissors relatively still, and you move the cardstock that's in your left hand, or if you're right-handed, either way. So fussy cutting all the way around. And then even tiny little nooks and crannies here. If you don't want to worry too much about getting into them, you don't have to. You can literally cut round them. So if we finish this one off. And these are Nina cardstock that I've stamped and coloured onto. And with the Nina as well, it's nice and flexible. Once the alcohol's evaporated, it's still flexible. Some alcohol cardstock out there, it goes quite hard and quite, really quite sturdy, which sometimes that's great, but then when you're coming along with something like this, you want something to still be flexible.
Because to be honest, you're never going to be using this as the substrate for your card. It's never going to be your card blank. You're never going to be colouring directly onto your card blank. You're always going to be cutting it out usually and adding it to something, aren't you? So I guess it's nice to have something that is flexible still.
It is, yeah, you want that flexibility as well. So what I'm going to do, I might do this demo on a Facebook Live, a full one, so you can see how it's done step by step, because I'm very conscious of the fact we're running out of time.
And he might do a Facebook Live.
So we're going to lay that one in. I am actually doing one tomorrow. So if you did get your Hunky-dory blockbuster,
only if you win card of the day, you said.
Let's face it.
Well, don't renege that, because it's a good time to say that card number 3 is card of the day today. So therefore, you have to do your Facebook Live.
So there you go. I have to do my Facebook Live.
Let me just jingle my bells. There we go.
Let's be honest with you. I would have done my Facebook Live anyway.
That's not what he said earlier. The stroppy Scotty was out.
I was not. Don't you start.
Sometimes the sassy Scotty is out. Was that last week?
Was that last week? Was it?
Yeah. Now he's a happy Scotty this week.
I'm always a happy Scotty. Always a happy as Larry I am. Always. So yes, now of course, goes without saying, I would fussy cut. I wouldn't leave him like that. Might want to, but I wouldn't.
You've got time. We've got 7 minutes.
So we've still got 7 minutes, right? Okay.
You know.
Just need to watch me fussy cut. So if I thought, oh, and I should have had this one already
That's 6.5 minutes now.
cut out. But see, if I really did take my time, you would start shouting at me, Joe, and be like, oh, hurry up.
I never tell you to hurry up. It's Georgina in there. She's the one with a stopwatch, not me.
No, but then you...
Any tips for cutting this out?
Yeah, the same tip that I gave you for that.
Okay, perfect.
So working our way around. I personally feel that it's easier to use your smaller scissors. There are some out there, not within our company, so I'm not going to name them.
Patricia says Joe is really tweaking everyone's last nerve today. When do I ever do anything different, Patricia? When do I ever do everything different?
Yeah, there's maybe a handful out there in the craft industry that says when you're doing fussy cutting, use your large scissors. That's where you're going to get a better result. I say, do what you feel comfortable.
You do you.
If you feel if you go by that, if you don't feel comfortable using large scissors and you feel as though you're made to use them, you're not going to get a nice, crisp, clean, smooth because you're finding it difficult. So if you find it easier using small ones, you're going to use what you feel comfortable with. So on that side of it, you know, do what you feel comfortable. If you feel it comfortable using your larger scissors, go for it. If you feel comfortable using the small ones like I do, go for it. So just, you know, we can only give advice, and that's what others do in the craft industry. So what I've done there is gone all the way around, left that little bit of a white shadow all the way around. What I would then do as well, I've already started to pre-thread some of these bells onto my... Gosh, the rate I'm going, I could have actually physically assembled this full card, couldn't I?
I mean, this could have been card of the show.
Well, no, I wouldn't have had it finished in time.
You've finished it, haven't you?
But then if we
I
waited...
mean, hypothetically, had it have been done before the end of the show, it
I was
could have
about
been
to
card of the
say,
show.
yeah, because you would have had to do card of the show, then
Oh,
card
no,
of the
we
day.
don't have time to do it now.
No, that's kind of...
Would you definitely, would you agree with me when I say people should be getting extra of the consumables here? So like the bells, all the embellishments, the ribbons, those kind of things.
Guilty.
You got some?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so, because I think they're going to be one of the first elements that go, and the element that I think you're going to want to use absolutely loads of this Christmas.
I personally, I ordered a full separate set of all the paper pads. And then all the embellishment, I didn't order a second set of the gold threaded twine. That was the only embellishment I didn't order a second set. I went for a second set with all the other ones, the bells, the ribbon, the berries, and the paper pads as well. I've ordered them because yes, they'll be good for this, but they're going to be good for elsewhere in my crafting as well. So I've done it.
Awesome. I'm going to whiz through these boards very quickly of what you get included, because I'm aware we've only got 3 minutes left on the show. So you're going to get these amazing elements. I've just lost a pine cone and then I stood on it, Craig, so I have to find another one from somewhere. You are going to get those gorgeous jingly bells. You're going to get the beautiful ribbons in here as well. Absolutely love this edgeable that cuts out and then embosses underneath. I haven't seen one like that before. You've got your stripper trees in here as well. Great trees in a strip. You've then got your Happy Christmas to All stamps, your wonderful decorative frame. I don't know why I want to say foliage there. You've got your festive foliage, that gorgeous big lush poinsettia there. You've got the Christmas Eve stamp, very Dickens that one. You've got Saint Nick with his sack, and then that awesome Santa scene, as well as that beautiful old building there. Then you've of course got Build a Sleigh. You also have Build a Stocking. You're going to receive that incredible traditional window. This one, which you're going to be able to layer up in some really awesome scenes, I predict. Then you've also got musical notes as well, which is your embossing folder there. And then we also have a selection of pads for you. So you've got your incredible pattern cardstock pad here. You've then got your this one here, which is your luxury mixed card. So you've got a mixture of mirror and glitter, and then you also wrong pile. And then you also have your 12 by 12 in that wonderful luxury pearl card there. as well. A really fantastic selection, awesome value for you, £134 or $170. That already represents a saving of nearly £60, getting on for just over $75. Platinum members, those savings get even bigger, £107.20 or $136.60. If you want the full collection in one click, you want the free shipping and handling and the free postage and packaging, I suggest you get it now because over 90% of the stock has gone. Lots of you already checked out in this show, lots of you in the checkout process, lots of you with it sat in your basket as well, so don't forget to check those baskets out. If you want to see everything that was in the show, head over to the website crafterscompanion.com.co.uk or .eu. Don't forget about this flash sale on storage, which is going on until the end of midnight wherever you are. Check that on the website after the show. Also, go and have a look at the Win Your Christmas wish list, which is over on our Crafters TV Facebook page at the moment. Craig, can I say it's an absolute pleasure to spend, well, almost 4 hours with you in the studio today. It's been awesome.
It has been. I've had a lot of fun with you, as I always do as well. I'll be back again tomorrow for Wake Up Call with Craig, where we're going to be back with the main man himself.
Amazing. Right, if you are here in the UK, enjoy the rest of your evening. If you are stateside, enjoy what is left of the rest of your day. Remember, Wake Up Call with Craig and myself, midday in the UK, 7 a.m. East Coast time. And then after that, a launch day featuring that gorgeous Nutcracker collection with myself and Jan, 3 p.m. here in the UK. That is what, 10 a.m. East Coast time or 7 a.m. for our West Coasters. Have a great day, have a great evening. We'll see you back here for another full day tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Toodles!